Welcome to our evening restorative. My cat is here. Her name is Yasmin, if anyone was wondering. And in this restorative, we won't need any props or any additional things other than the ground and our body. We'll start in an easy pose. So crossing our legs or even allowing one leg to be in front of the other. Finding any seat that is comfortable to you. This will be a slow flow and is designed to set us up for a restful night's sleep. For me, it is about 11 o'clock and I wanted to do this in real time for my own sleep as well as for anyone watching. Sitting in an easy seat, finding whatever you would like to have with you, perhaps a blanket to take on and off. Finding length in the spine and softening or closing the eyes entirely. We're going to begin to come into our breath, however our hands want to be, whether they're in our lap or on our knees. Breathing deeply into the lungs, into the belly as our spine lengthens towards the sky. And exhaling, softening the jaw, softening the shoulders down. Inhaling, finding that lengthening from the sit bones through our spine and all the way to the crown of our head towards the sky. And exhaling, softening the jaw, softening the shoulders. Perhaps the knees soften as well. Continuing with your breath, making it as lengthy and slow as possible into the stomach, into the lungs. And exhaling, soft release out of the mouth or nose. Continuing with this breath and that lengthening on the inhale and the softening on the exhale. Taking one more full breath, just like this. And with the eyes closed or softened, just opening the legs into a wide V. Shifting the hips so you're comfortable. And maybe flexing through the feet, soft bend in the knees. Taking a big inhale and on our exhale, walking the hands through dome and round the back. Bowing the head towards the ground. It doesn't have to be your deepest stretch ever. It's just allowing yourself that space to just bow and be. Taking a big inhale and exhaling out of the mouth. Inhaling, walk the hands back towards the body and bringing the legs together so the feet come together, knees apart. We're going to take our hands either around our feet or our ankles, lengthening through the spine and shifting our weight side to side. Allowing the knees to continuously pull apart from one another, creating a slight tension as we press the feet into one another. Continuing to shift in our hips, side to side with our upper body. The next time we come to the right side, pausing and pulling ourselves forward on our inhale. And exhaling, coming back behind, taking these big rounding motions, coming towards the right knee with our chest and shoulders. Exhaling, rounding through center towards our left side, all the way back in our sit bones and towards the right. Big circles. Inhaling as we come forward and round. And exhale as we go back. It's okay if the back rounds slightly or stays more neutral and straight. As we come back in our sit bones, we're going to switch directions, inhaling to come forward towards the left knee through center, and exhale towards the right knee and all the way back. Big rounding movements into the hip space. Continuing with your own breath and at your own pace, going as slow as your breath will allow. And then finding your neutral stance. Lengthening through your sit bones and the spine. Pulling or holding your ankles or your feet. Lengthening straight through the arms, and then if we're straight through the arms, pulling the shoulder blades together and down the spine. Big inhale and soft exhale, holding that position so our lats, our side body is working for us to stay nice and straight. Releasing the hands, trying to keep that tension, holding that top part of our body, that spine, straight towards the sky, bringing the knees together with our hands. So giving them a little bit of help to come together. Exhale, dome and round, dropping the head towards the knees. Rounding through the spine so the tummy is away from the thighs more or less. Breathing into that back body. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. We're going to take that right knee and we're going to walk the right foot out about 2 to 3 feet to drop that right knee down. And then drop the left knee down, coming into this 90-90 kind of positioning with our legs. So the left foot is almost stacked on top of the right knee. As we exhale, our right hand will find the back, or our left hand, will find the back of our right thigh, and we'll gently twist to the right side, tenting the fingertips behind us to keep that straight back. Our gaze will follow, or our chin will follow behind our right shoulder. And just breathe. Seeing if you can go any slower with your inhalation and any softer with your exhalation. Taking one more full breath here, pressing away from the ground with your hip points. Inhaling to unravel our body and bring our right foot to meet the left. Back into that cobbler pose. Our hands will find our feet or our ankles. And as we exhale, we're going to exhale from those hip points forward. So we might not go very far. Keeping a flat back so our shoulders are together and down the spine. And seeing if we can find some length through the spine as we dip our chest towards our feet. Again, this can be an inch or even less, or maybe more if you're very flexible. Big breath into the chest and exhale. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. We're going to take our left foot off to the left side, bringing the right foot on top of the left knee, straightening through the spine, and exhaling. Right hand comes to the back of the left thigh, and the left fingers tent behind us for a gentle twist, looking off past our left shoulder. One more big breath here, as big as you can make it. And on your next inhale, coming back through center, feet find themselves together, lengthening through the spine for one breath. Then inhaling, knees come together, and we give ourselves one more big hug, perhaps clasping the hands together, dome and round through the spine, dropping the chin to chest, head bows. One more breath here. Inhale to raise through the spine, coming off to one side, and finding our tabletop. Just briefly, our toes come together, so our big toes match, our knees come out wide. We drop into our child's pose, so our head gently comes down onto our forehead, onto the mat or the ground. Softening through the jaw, and the arms are lengthened in front of us, or at least for now. Pressing from the heel of the hand into the hips, so the hips go towards the heels of our feet. Is it possible to deepen our breath here? On our inhale, our left hand comes towards the face to lift up halfway. And our right hand threads through underneath the left. And the shoulder on the right side drops down. The side of our temple comes down onto the mat. We lengthen the left arm once again. Just breathing into the space. Perhaps this time imagining our lower back expanding with each inhale and softening with each exhale. On your next inhale, that left hand comes in towards the face to press up, gently unraveling the right arm, and exhaling, bringing that left arm underneath the right for a gentle twist. On the opposite side, the left shoulder meets the mat, the left temple meets the ground, and the right arm lengthens. Breathing into this space and asking yourself, is there any way to soften into this posture? Can I deepen my breath a little bit more? Taking one more inhalation and exhalation. On your next inhale, the right arm comes towards the face and the left hand lands, bringing the legs together, coming into this diamond child's pose. So the thighs are underneath the belly and our arms extend. When we're like this, our spine domes and rounds naturally over our thighs, creating a new sensation. While we're here, firming the hips together, so squeezing the thighs slightly together and creating maybe some tension into the glutes by squeezing them. On an exhale, softening the upper body over the thighs. Walking the fingertips out from self, coming on to just the tips of the fingers, tenting them so the palms are away from the ground. Big inhale, lengthening and walking the fingertips away from self, weighting down the hips towards the heels, creating length and space into the armpits. One more big breath. Exhale to release the palms down towards the mat or the ground. Inhale to walk the hands back towards self. Coming up to our diamond seat, firming the hips together, creating length through the spine. Hands come to stomach and heart. Option to have maybe the left over the heart and the right over the stomach. Taking 3 big breaths into this space as we keep that firmness through the hips and through the legs, lengthening the spine up towards the sky, softening the shoulders. On our final exhale, releasing the tension. Bring the hands in front of us, crossing our ankles by bringing our hips off of our heels. And then coming on to our sit bones, finding our way to the middle of our mat or wherever is comfortable. I'll be replacing my jacket since it's a little chilly. And this is a slow flow. And exhaling to release myself all the way down onto my back. Uncrossing my ankles since they were still crossed. And finding a moment with the knees pointed up towards the sky. My palms face up towards the sky, but away from my body. And just having a moment of stillness. Beginning to inhale, lengthening through the left leg. Pressing the heel towards the sky. And as we press the heel towards the sky, we're weighting our right hip into the ground. So finding this line, almost like a chain reaction, of pressing the heel up and feeling weighted and locked into the ground beneath me. On our exhale, our ankle on the right side will make its way on top of our left thigh. The right knee comes out towards the right side. Option to press that thigh away, creating space into the hip flexor. Taking a breath here. And then instead of going straight for threading the needle for reverse pigeon, we're going to exhale, dropping the right sole of the foot off to the left. Continuing to press the ankle into the thigh of the left side. The knee points up towards the sky. An option to tee out the arms. The head can either be pointed towards the sky, so the nose towards the sky, or drop the nose off towards the right side. Continuing a softening or closing of the eyes as you press the ankle in towards the thigh on the left side. Staying with your breath. If you would like a bit extra, taking that left hand to the outside or to the top of the right thigh and allowing it to become pressurized into the top of the right thigh to give a gentle extra twist on an exhale. One more breath. And then returning the head back, the nose pointed up towards the sky, both arms teed out, and slowly coming back to the sole of the left foot. On our inhale, lengthening the right leg up, pressing through the heel. Exhale, coming down to a hover with that right heel. Holding here. As we inhale, hands come to our hips. We press up with the left heel, coming into a half bridge, allowing just one leg to support us. Exhale, slowly rolling down the spine, dropping the right leg and twisting off towards the right, bringing the left knee over the right, teeing out the left arm. Exhaling. Option to let that nose go off towards the left side. One more breath here. On an inhale, we come back through center, dropping the left sole of the foot. Bringing the right sole of the foot back to meet underneath the knee. Lengthening the left leg up towards the sky. And bending the left knee. Bringing the ankle on top of the right thigh. And exhaling, dropping the left sole of the foot down onto the ground. The formation follows. We're pressing the ankle into the thigh on the left side. And the left knee continues to point up towards the sky. The nose falls off to the left side. And just breathing into this slightly twisted space. Option on an exhale to take the right hand to the outside of the left thigh for an extra twist. Pulling with the fingers slightly forward as we keep our shoulders on the mat. The sensation we're looking for potentially could be in the hips or in the side body, perhaps the quad. In particular, on this left side, I feel it a lot in my IT band, and it feels very nice. Taking one more breath. And on our inhale, releasing the right hand, lifting back up to our figure 4, right foot planted on the mat. Lengthening the left leg up towards the sky, and exhale, dropping it down to a hover. On an inhale, the arms come palms down towards our hips as we inhale, pressing through the heel on the right side and matching knees, but the left leg that's lengthened. Exhale, soft lower down through the vertebrae and lengthening the left leg up. Exhale to drop it down. Just like before at the beginning of class or near the beginning, we're going to allow the feet to come together, knees falling apart. A hand comes to the stomach and another to the heart. We're going to count out our breaths to 20. Taking a deep inhale in through the nose. Holding for 2 seconds and exhaling through the nose. Continuing that deep inhalation. Holding for 2 and exhaling through the nose. You only have a few more to go. Is there anything you can soften? My count is correct. You only have 2 more breaths. Making your last breath the deepest you possibly can. Allowing the hands to fall away and to turn to either side, whichever is your favorite, into your fetal position. allowing yourself to find rest here. And whenever you're ready, allowing whichever hand is not underneath your head to find its way to the ground, to press up from the side, to come back to seated. There's no rush to get here. And when you're ready, making your way to bed. Thank you for joining me for this restorative tonight. It was simple, but it allows us to find restfulness into our body and mind for a beautiful night's sleep.